Rajesh Bharvad. I have been associated with Shri Govind University, Godhra, as associate professor. I joined this university last year in 2023, September 2023. Earlier, I was associated with the MS University of Baroda. I worked there for 5 years. So as far as my research goes, I am mainly concerned with contemporary fiction. It's a bit vast field, but my focus is in diaspora, post-colonialism, and of course, contemporary fiction, the trends that have emerged after postmodernism, say some of the aspects of post-humanism, even metamodernism. One of my projects was on metamodernism, which I completed as a minor project as being part of the MS University of Baroda. I also received a fellowship in 2022 Indo-Canadian Institute, Shastri Indo-Canadian Institute. Of course, I could not reach Canada due to, say, COVID pandemic throughout 2 years, but somehow I completed the project online under the supervision of Professor Nandi Bhatia of Western University. In 2022, I also received another fellowship, and I was, invited as a fellow at the University of Hyogo at Kobe, Japan. I stayed there for 3 months, did my work there, also conducted some teaching sessions. So yeah, it was a fascinating experience so far. I shifted a university, so this is a new place. So I'm looking for new projects now. So I've applied for a few places, and hopefully, something will come up. Um, Interest in South Asian studies is natural for me, being a part of this region in the first place. I brought up with, say, novels. For example, I have read Jhumpa Lahiri, Kiran Desai. But yeah, my concern, my interest mainly has been diaspora. So that has kind of encouraged me to read more and more about, say, how this postmodern, post-colonial world has developed over the period of time, and how diasporic sensibilities, have changed. For example, from, say, indenture, as it used to be earlier, now it is a kind of self-inflicted diaspora. Like they just want that indenture on them. Like, and that's how we might see them. Like it's not forced migration anymore. So these are different sensibilities, and yet there is dislocation, and yet there is all those nostalgia and feelings for home. So yes, that has intrigued me, and South Asian writers such as, but my focus has mainly been Indian writing. So say, for example, Amitabh Ghosh. So I love his writing, his style. Say all of his works, his novels, even non-fiction such as Dancing in Cambodia, you just feel for it, And so, being a part of this region, it is very natural for me to link with the stories, and whatever happens in the novels, it's just so nice for me to connect with them. Well, you have a first-hand experience, like, say, for example, a diasporic writer, or say a scholar living in USA, if he or she is not, say, a South Asian member, or a person of South Asian community, then this is kind of an imaginative, or say, kind of like empathetic understanding of what they haven't had the first-hand experience. But being a member of South Asian community, it's like easy for me to experience their pain, the problems. For example, when say in Jhumpa Lahiri or in Kiran Desai, what it means to be discrimination, okay, or what it means to be, let's say, facing economic crisis, and the kind of poverty and, upliftment from poverty, and those psychological issues associated with colonialism. I mean, even today, for example, in India, I can easily relate. Many times, some people, have high regards for, say, a book written by, let's say, a foreign writer, and the book, and there's a different in a treatment for a book written by an Indian writer, of course. So, I mean, many people these days do not have such kind of, say, white syndrome, but that there are many people even today who have such regards. There is some, if we analyze it critically, then there are, pluses and minuses. I mean, but that's a different subject altogether. So, as an academician, the challenges are very high because, see, and in particular, say, uh, in, say, publication, in getting opportunities to publish in good journals, uh, because I have to compete with those people, say, all over the world. And most likely, I will be ending up with, say, competing with, say, people from Britain or US, or say, English-speaking countries. They definitely have better, say, first-hand experience of language, the way they have been brought up, and then they also must have, as I assume, good writing practices, or maybe better trainings in that way, or say right exposure in any way. Because this, most of the journals which where I want to publish, they are not in India. They are in US or UK, because, say, just a few journals that I can find, let's say, quality journals in India, let's say Rupkatha, or say IUB publication, but they're just few. You don't have many. So whenever I have to publish, I have to really think hard where my paper will fit. And then, there is a lot of competition as well. And the thing is that I have not been trained like that. I mean, all that I have, say, been doing, there's a lot of self-learning. I read a lot of papers. I try to see what they expect, the kind of structure that they want me to write, things like this and that. Because unfortunately, there are so many lacuna in Indian education system. And then if a person wants to, say, do something, then there is a lot of self-learning required. I remember, say, in one of the semesters, I taught fiction. Okay, so, and I also taught some of the, say, literary criticism, modern literary criticism. So, because my base is very much grounded in literary criticism, I enjoyed that course. Although I am not sure about the students, but I was very much enthusiastic about it. Although there are so many more things that I would like to teach in future. Uh, India naturally is not a dominant force as far as I know. I mean, politically, yes, we're gaining a lot of, say, footage these days. We are gaining some prominence in recent times. But academically, academic representations is something where we still need to work. We have to show, quality publications. First of all, we have to have good in-house publication in India. So, good publication houses, good publication press, for example, the reputed press in India, how many you have? We have just few, or just, you can count them, right? Especially in humanities. I'm not sure about science and other fields, but in humanities, you can easily count them, like how many of them are really good, okay, and where you can publish and then feel proud about it. So yes, there's a lot of things where we can do, but yes, there is a lot of potential. There is no dearth of talent. People are capable enough despite all these challenges. People do a lot of hard work as well. And some people, of course, get rewards as well. Well, advice is just one thing. Uh, it's just hard work. You can just read, and one does not need to be, say, complacent. Most of the times, there is a tendency that they become assistant professor or they become lecturer, they get a full-time job and things like that, then they just stop researching. And then, and things are also like, there are so many easy shortcuts for all these things. But say, I just want to say one thing. If you can publish even say one paper in a year, but if you can feel happy about it, that's more than what you require. Instead of having say too many publications with, I mean, I'm not sure about them. I do not feel proud about it.
That's very well noted. Like being a PhD student myself, that's very good advice because there's always that pressure about, publish or perish sort of the thing. And it's
There's only, yeah, there's no other option but to publish, right? And publish in good journals. Even I'm struggling, right? I many times, papers, when they even don't go through, say, first editorial, say, blockade, and then you feel bad about it. You then try, you work hard, then you come at it again. So that's how you have to keep trying, right?
absolutely. Thank you so much. This was so good, Dr. Bharwad. It's so nice talking to you, and thank you for sharing all your information.
Thanks a lot.